right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Gunfire breaks out after a high school football game.
But is it really that serious to use a weapon around children?
Tonight, the charges an adult now faces and the actions being taken by the school. In a year of big inflation, can Social Security recipients expect an even bigger bump in benefits? We verify.
But first, storms have died down for now, but we may see a repeat performance tomorrow.
Mike Bush, Ann Allred has the night off. Right now, the skies are calm in downtown St. Louis, but it was a different story just a few hours ago. Take a look at this time-lapse video. A strong line of storms moved through, bringing heavy rains, lightning, and thunder. It even delayed the start of tonight's Cardinals game by an hour. And tonight, Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking more storms for the start of the school and work week.
You know, things are going to get active here again tomorrow. We think midday into the afternoon, some scattered storms certainly possible. And as we head into tomorrow evening, the actual front comes in. So there's a potential we could have some stronger storms. Not a lot of reports of severe weather today, but these storms were noisy. They had a lot of lightning with them, a lot of cloud to ground lightning, and there were a few scattered power outages in St. Louis County and St. Clair County in particular. And if you were under some of those heavier thunderstorms, you saw upwards of over an inch of rain. Most of us did not see that much, and things have settled down now as that area of rain has pushed farther east. Our temperatures have backed down into the mid-70s. Problem is, we're warm and we're muggy, and we're pretty much stuck with what you see is what you get for the overnight hours. As the rain has pushed away, there could be some isolated showers that develop towards daybreak, and that chance for scattered storms, it's there Monday into Monday night, with a few stronger storms possible, especially north of St. Louis as we head into tomorrow evening. We'll break down the timing of those storms coming up in just a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott, we'll see you then. Tonight, a man faces felony charges after Normandy High School's first football game of the season ended in gunfire. Police say it happened in the school's parking lot yesterday afternoon. Our Pepper Baker is in Normandy with how the school is addressing safety concerns.
Carlos Willis is a regular at the corner store across the street from Normandy High School.
It's a cool neighborhood, not too much chaos for the most part.
He was standing outside of the store Saturday afternoon when Normandy High's first football game of the season against Confluence Preparatory Academy ended in chaos.
To see all police cars from every vicinity, every municipality. It was a shooting. It's all over Facebook. It was a fight, a big fight of some kids. You know, kids turn everything into a fight.
Billy Adams saw a woman's first-hand experience posted on Facebook.
And then when the video first cut on, she was falling down the stairs, screaming, trying to get back up and run away, but still holding the phone like this while running.
The North County Police Cooperative say after the football game ended, a fight broke out here in the parking lot. An adult male fired shots, got in a car, and then drove off. Police are now identifying the suspect as 42-year-old Carlton Gunn, who now faces felony charges.
Man, he too grown for that. He 42 at a football game with kids. Too grown for that.
I don't know what could be happening in that moment, but is it really that serious to use a weapon around children?
Police cars followed Gunn in a short pursuit that ended in the city of Charlotte. Gunn crashed into another moving car, attempted to run away and throw the weapon out before police arrested him.
St. Louis, we got to do better, man.
Fortunately, police reported no injuries.
If people stop to think, oh my God, being mad at this person for 30 seconds could cost me 30 years in prison, I believe that most of the crime wouldn't happen.
In North County, Pepper Baker, 5 on your side.
North County Police cooperative officers are staffed for all Normandy schools' collaborative sporting events. In a statement, the district says it will continue to work with law enforcement to ensure a safe environment for all students, staff, and visitors. Police are investigating a homicide in East St. Louis. A woman was found dead near 18th and Gady Avenue yesterday morning. Police have not yet identified the victim or released how she died. Tonight, there are several new laws in effect in Missouri. 5 on your side's Laura Barczewski has what you need to know about 2 big ones, including one that will impact you at the voting booth.
The new Missouri voter ID law states voters will have to show an unexpired driver's license or government-issued ID with the person's photo and address on it, which means you can't use a student ID or voter registration card to cast your ballot. The Missouri League of Women Voters and NAACP have 2 pending lawsuits against it, as they believe this law suppresses voters and restricts registration practices. The NAACP president says there are already barriers to securing a photo ID.
We got people who were born in a period of time where they recorded the birth in your Bible, so they don't have birth certificates. You got people who have relocated to this state, and all the documentation that's required to get an ID is somewhere else.
Another law that is now in effect, SB 775, broadens rights and provides more protection for victims of sexual assault by protecting a victim's email, birth date, health information, and information from forensic testing, in addition to their address.
Often in those cases, we know someone is actively trying to harm them. And so when someone's looking for a way to get at you, they're going to try any and every means, potentially.
The new law also prevents the use of a victim or witness's past sexual history during court proceedings and depositions.
I've had a client in the past whose social media was used against her, and innocent teen images that were kind of flirty were used to portray her as and defame her character, essentially.
Reporting in St. Louis, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
As for that new voter ID law, if you forget your ID, you can fill out a provisional ballot and you can return before the polls close to show your approved ID. Another new law starting today, books with sexually explicit images are now banned in school libraries in Missouri. There are exceptions for works of art or science courses, but violators could face up to a year in jail and a $2,000 fine. The Illinois Senate race features candidates with drastically different views on abortion. Senator Tammy Duckworth faces a challenge from anti-abortion activist Kathy Salvi. New tonight, our political editor Mark Maxwell has more on their differences. Mark?
Mike, recent polling and surges in voter registration across parts of the country strongly suggest that voters are highly motivated by the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. And as November approaches, that abortion debate is coming into clearer focus in Illinois.
Are we ready to win in Illinois? Are we ready here? Are we ready to shock the nation?
Kathy Salvi rallied Illinois Republicans to help her beat Senator Tammy Duckworth this fall, but she refused to answer specific questions about her stance on restricting abortion.
The person that is running against me is so extreme that she won't even allow abortions in the case of rape, incest, or to save the life of a mother. And I will not get into hypotheticals with you. I don't know that the 6,000 reported rape cases a year, if those folks would consider rape to be hypotheticals.
Both candidates described their opponent as too extreme. Duckworth says Salvi would ban all abortion, and Salvi says Duckworth wouldn't restrict any of them.
Is that she accepts and wants to make the law of the land abortion unrestricted through 9 months taxpayer funded. Yeah, well, that's not a true statement.
But Duckworth disputed Salvi's claim during this interview.
Would you codify Roe v. Wade in the federal law?
I would.
The landmark abortion ruling, now overturned by the Supreme Court, allowed doctors to conduct abortion without restriction in the first trimester, allowed states to place reasonable restrictions on abortion in the second trimester, and allowed states to ban abortion in the third trimester unless the pregnancy put the mother's life at risk. We asked Duckworth if that means she'd support a federal law allowing some restrictions on later-term abortions.
Yeah, I would support Roe v. Wade, codifying Roe v. Wade, including the restrictions that are there. I think we've lived with Roe v. Wade for a long time now, and it's established law, and I think that we can work with that.
During a 2006 run for Congress, Kathy Salvi told the Chicago Daily Herald she would support changing the U.S. Constitution to ban abortion outright. Salvi said for a rape victim to end her pregnancy would, quote, only add insult to injury. Just to give you an idea how popular that position is, here in Missouri, a red state, only 14% of people surveyed in a recent St. Louis University poll agreed with Salvi that rape victims should not be allowed access to abortion.
Mark, thanks. A heads up for I-270 drivers. Starting tomorrow morning at 7, MoDOT will close 2 ramps in North St. Louis County. For the next 2 months, the entrance ramp to eastbound 270 from the Washington Elizabeth exit will close. The exit ramp to West Florissant will also close. This is all part of the $278 million I-270 project.
Chasing 700 is sponsored by CarShield.
A live look now at Busch Stadium. The Cardinals and Braves playing in primetime tonight. And although he wasn't in the lineup, Albert Pujols did get one shot to hit a home run number 694. With 2 outs and 2 men in the bottom of the 6th inning and a lefty on the mound, manager Ali Marmol called on the slugger to pinch hit, but he popped it up in the infield. And right now, the Cardinals have the lead. It's in the 9th. They lead it by the score of 6-3.
Holding out hope for Holden.
I have to be hopeful. There's no other way to look at it.
A family's fight against muscular dystrophy. The recent diagnosis that changed a local family's life and the strength you can give them and other families. Almost everything is costing you more. We verify if Social Security recipients can expect more money in their monthly checks.
The warm, muggy air that's in place right now, that sets the stage for more storms heading into Monday on Monday night. We'll show you where the potential for the strongest storms is.
We are 1 week away from a 5 on your side Labor Day weekend tradition, the MDA Telethon. Muscular dystrophy can be deadly, but thanks to your generosity over the years, MDA has turned some of that heartbreak into hope. And as you'll find out in tonight's Making a Difference report, hope is what one local family is holding on to.
As far as 10-year-old Dean Alessi is concerned,
that feel cool?
The best gift his parents ever gave him was his little brother.
That feel funny?
Dean has wanted a brother or sister since since he was like 3 or 4. It's just such a sweet thing to see the two of them interact with each other.
You put it on your head.
In this house, there's never an energy shortage.
Hey, buddy.
Even though Holden is just 17 months old,
Are you going looking for mommy?
he tries to always keep up with his big brother.
Have fun in that room.
From the time that he was just a little baby, a couple weeks old, we joked around how we shouldn't have named him Holden because you could never set him down.
Here, look.
This brotherly love is comforting for Mom and Dad
You just want mommy. All the time, mommy.
because their closeness today may be Holden's strength tomorrow. When Holden was just an infant, he fell ill on a family vacation.
He had a virus and just didn't seem to be getting better.
One test led to another, and then another, and then another, and finally a diagnosis.
We both just sobbed and burst into tears.
3 words changed the Alessi's life: Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
What did you know about Duchenne muscular dystrophy?
Not a lot, honestly. I mean, I knew probably what 99% of other people tell you, Mike, is Jerry Lewis telethon, you know?
Push it, push, push.
Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a genetic disorder, typically in boys,
Oh, this is your brother's. Remember this one?
that causes the muscles to become weak.
Ready?
Yay!
And it's progressive, meaning it gets worse as you get older.
I like catching that ball. It's so fun when mommy does that.
What scares you?
My son dying before me. I don't want to watch him get sick.
But with this family, Duchenne dystrophy is in for a fight. At the MDA walk in the spring, a group of friends and family called Holden's Heroes helped raise $10,000 for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. And MDA is helping to fund some promising new drugs that actually rebuild muscle tissue.
I have to be hopeful. There's no other way to look at it. I can't scare myself into inaction or into just pretending like it's not there and like it doesn't exist. Like I have to be hopeful. Oh, we gonna put the strawberries in with the graham crackers?
That's why around here, the day and the hour is always now.
There you go, bud. It's a good strawberry.
You know, honestly, Mike, I try not to focus too much on anything past today.
Baseball's time.
Okay, ready?
A little harder.
He doesn't know it yet,
Ready? Oh.
Yeah.
but there's one young boy who won't face his challenges alone
Seems kind of cool.
because Big Brother is watching.
One of the most caring kids I've ever met.
And so the Alessi family will be joining me for this year's Show of Strength Telethon next Sunday, September 4th at Grant's Farm. I'll be joined by Scott Connell and Ann Allred and Rennie Knott with all sorts of special guests. And you can watch live from 8 to 10 p.m. right here on 5 on Your Side on KSTK.com or on 5 Plus on your Roku or Fire TV. And all the money raised during the telethon goes to people with neuromuscular diseases right here in the St. Louis area. All right, let's turn to Scott. We were in storm alert earlier tonight, and that storm came in pretty quick, Scott.
It sure did. It was a fast-moving system that came in here with those thunderstorms. Look at this from Arnold with the weather camera. Watch this cloud. There's your shelf cloud coming in ahead of the heavy rainfall that pelted the Arnold area. Just north of Arnold, a little more than an inch of rain. Rainfall amounts so really varied across the area as those storms zipped in and across the region. Basically, the metro, especially on the south side, had some of the heaviest rainfall. As usual, not everybody got in on that. You went into parts of West St. Louis County, out into St. Charles County. There were some spots that saw very little, if any, rainfall, just a few hundredths of an inch out in Dardenne Prairie, but over an inch just west of Melville. 1.11 in the rain gauge down in Cedar Hill, about 0.6 of an inch over in Collinsville, and just east of Alton, about 0.31 of an inch. Officially at Lambert, the last report we got was 0.25, but we can update that. It looks like we're now at 0.32 for today in St. Louis. And we did make it to 93 with the more muggy conditions. That certainly helped at our low. New low temperature for the day is our current temperature of 75. And we're holding about steady overnight temperature-wise. Mostly cloudy skies in and around the St. Louis area. Mainly 70 to about 74, 75 degrees. Now, the rain has pretty much pushed away. You still have a little shower action, rumbles of thunder over into Clay County, around Flora right now. But that's moving away. We're fairly quiet at the moment, but we turn our attention to the north. Our next weather system is a cold front that's coming in across Minnesota. It has inspired some strong storms across Minnesota tonight, and it could inspire a few strong storms across parts of the Midwest tomorrow, especially north of St. Louis. Let's pick up Futurecast here in the very wee hours tomorrow morning, 4 or 5 o'clock. That's when our chance for a few scattered showers pops up, and you see a few extra ones becoming a little more intense off to the south and southeast of St. Louis. Kind of the boundary, we think, from what we saw today left down in those areas to the south of St. Louis. So that'll be a focal point during the day tomorrow into early tomorrow evening. And then as the cold front comes in from the north tomorrow night, the potential that we have some more downpours, but it's a potential. It's not a guarantee. The severe weather threat more concentrated central Illinois up to Chicago. Sure, there's the chance we could get a storm with gusty winds here tomorrow, but it's not a very big chance as we head into tomorrow afternoon, into tomorrow evening. And by Tuesday, the winds are turning to the northwest. Temperatures are reasonably comfortable. And the best thing of all, the humidity levels drop way off. We're done with the muggy weather by Tuesday afternoon through Thursday. It'll start to increase for the upcoming Labor Day weekend holiday, which, of course, for the final weekend of your summer season, that traditional last weekend, you kind of want it to be warm and it'd be enjoyable to be outside and get that last taste of summer. Think we'll do it this upcoming weekend, Mike.
Sounds good, Scott. Thank you. A bump in benefits. Our Verified team looks into whether Social Security checks will inflate to match the high rate of inflation. A meeting of two popes, Pope Francis and 20 newly appointed cardinals, are greeted by Benedict XVI, the Pope Emeritus. The College of Cardinals is responsible for electing a new pontiff. Pope Francis has recently raised the possibility of retiring due to his declining health. It's the same move his predecessor made nearly a decade ago. Well, you only have a few more days to order free at-home COVID tests from the federal government. That program ends this week, and right now every household is eligible to receive more than a dozen free tests. The White House will stop taking orders this Friday since Congress hasn't provided additional funding. Every year, Social Security recipients get an annual increase in their benefits to keep up with inflation. But inflation has reached a 40-year high. Our Verified teams look into what this means for this year's increase. Here's Brandon Lewis.
Every year, the federal government adjusts how much money it gives to Social Security and Supplemental Security income recipients. This is called a cost of living adjustment, or COLA, and is tied closely to inflation. Some people on social media are claiming that since inflation is rising so much, recipients will see a large increase next year in their monthly payments. Verify viewer Ruby and other viewers reached out to ask if that's true. So let's verify. Is Social Security's cost of living adjustment expected to be higher than average in 2023? Our sources are the Social Security Administration, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, AARP, and Mary Johnson, a Social Security and Medicare policy analyst with the Senior Citizens League. Annual increases are calculated using the Consumer Price Index, which is based on how much more people are paying for select goods and services. For the last decades, COLA has been around 2% a year, but in the last 2 years, as inflation has been rising, the cost of living adjustment has also gone up. In 2022, it was nearly 6%. The additional money started arriving in January and was the largest annual increase since 1982. The SSA will announce the official 2023 number in October, but our experts estimate recipients can expect an even larger increase, between 8 and 10%. So, yes, Social Security's cost of living adjustment is expected to be higher than average in 2023. The exact dollar amount varies by person, but if the Senior Citizens League's estimate of a 9.6% increase is correct, then the average recipient could get an additional $160 a month. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
What would you like us to verify for you? Send us an email to verify@kstk.com. Fly me to the moon. We're just hours away from NASA's new mission, the once-in-a-blue moon treat to help you celebrate. We're T-minus 8 hours until liftoff of the Artemis 1. This is a live look at the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida. The unmanned mission to the moon will test the new rocket and Orion spacecraft. It's been 50 years since NASA's last trip to the moon. The Artemis program will lead to the first woman to walk on the lunar surface. And to celebrate, Krispy Kreme is selling an Artemis moon donut. It's filled with cheesecake-flavored cream, dipped in cookies and cream icing to make it look like the moon. The donut will be available tomorrow only. And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. And now, here's Frank Cusimano with Sports Plus.